Now, I feel like I've gone through one of the most horrific times in my life in terms of morning sickness. I never really knew what to expect, and because of that, I would say it hit me quite hard. I felt so low, extremely low at times, where there were certain points where I regretted the whole pregnancy because the morning sickness just took over. I wasn't getting out, I wasn't doing things, I was just constantly on the chair. I didn't have any energy, I felt so weak from being sick. I've lost loads of weight, I couldn't drink anything, and it just made me feel really, really low. I felt like I couldn't bond with baby because the morning sickness was so bad. I'd also say I felt quite alone because it was so difficult. I tried so many things to overcome the morning sickness. It didn't really work, and I'd only told a few people at that time that I was pregnant, and I was really, really excited at the beginning, like really enthusiastic. Couldn't wait in terms of having a little bundle of joy. Like, I started off really positively, and then I told like people, and then they kept on asking me, oh, how are you feeling? You must feel so excited. And I didn't want to be negative about it, so generally I just said I was fine, or the morning sickness was like really bad, but didn't really go into it. Like, I've got a lot of friends who are thinking about having children themselves at this point, and I didn't really want to put them off. So I tried not to go into like too much detail with them about like the morning sickness and how bad it was. So yeah, that also contributed to the feeling of like loneliness, not being able to talk to anyone. I just felt like I couldn't escape the morning sickness. I'd spoken to my doctor, and I'd said, like, I'd rang him several times, and they was like, we generally don't give pregnant women any tablets to alleviate the morning sickness. You've just got to get through it. Like, it's really tough. A lot of women experience it. They don't trial any medication because it could have adverse effects on the baby. So that made me feel really low. I just cried and cried and cried after speaking to my doctor, and the doctor saying they can't really prescribe me anything. Most evenings I felt really low. I went through a period of just crying most evenings. I just felt really sorry for myself in terms of, like, I was so happy initially to be pregnant, and then the whole morning sickness just took its toll on me. It took its toll physically, as I described beforehand. Like, lost a lot of weight. I lost nearly 2 stones at one point because of all the morning sickness. I was dehydrated, I didn't drink a lot. I generally didn't go on social media or anything like that. I just sat on the sofa and popped the telly on, which I didn't really watch, but it was around the time of Christmas, and there was just film after film after film, which was so mentally draining watching all these films. But I couldn't really do anything else. I couldn't stand the sight of that sofa that I lay on all day, napped on, was sick on. It was just, yeah, a really unpleasant time. Like, my husband Chris, he's just amazing, and he was really understanding, and he always tried to cook new foods and see what he could do to make me feel better. It took its toll on me, it took its toll on him. But the good news is I am now 19 weeks, so I'm over the worst part of the morning sickness. I would say for me, the morning sickness lasted from week 6 to week 18, and it sort of like started to dwindle at around week 16 maybe. I was being sick after week 16. I was being sick maybe like once a day, mainly in the morning. So I was being sick most mornings, and it was just vomiting up like a lot of yellow bile in the mornings, and it wasn't nice, it wasn't pleasant, but it was just being sick once a day, sometimes twice a day. Sometimes I'd be sick in the afternoon or the evening, but it wasn't that often. I like to say that it stopped altogether at week 18, but I still do feel nauseous, and especially if I'm starting to feel hungry as well, then that's when the feeling comes on, and it comes on quite strong. So like I said, that was my experience of morning sickness. I hope it hasn't been really negative to watch. Like I said, it had a really big impact on me, but for some people, some lucky women don't experience morning sickness, and for them women, they are completely blessed, because like Chris and I have always wanted children. I've always wanted children, but then it got to the point when I was pregnant and I was feeling so low because of the morning sickness that it made me question, like, did I really want to be pregnant, etc. Was I ready to go through this? Was it ever going to stop? And yeah, that was really hard times. But now I'm feeling from about week 16, I've been feeling so much better. I've been feeling better within myself. Hopefully it'll be reassuring for some to know that it does get better. Like, I experienced it really, really tough. I wasn't by far like one of the worst. I wasn't hospitalized or anything like that, and I still felt extremely low going through that period. So hopefully it's been useful for you guys. If you liked it, give it a big thumbs up, give me a comment, let me know if you experienced morning sickness, if you went through anything like I did, if you had any of those symptoms. Let me know. Let's start like a little chat on here. But anyway, thank you for watching. I'm going to do more videos in terms of updates, where I'm up to. See you next time.